Listen to me. You say you want success. You say you want to reach the top. You say you want to live your dream life. But the question is, are you willing to grind for it? Because talk is cheap. Dreams are free. But the grind will cost you everything. Everybody wants the results. Everybody wants the shine. But not everybody wants to wake up at 4 a.m. Not everybody wants to keep pushing when they're tired, when they're broke, when they're overlooked. The grind is lonely. The grind is painful. The grind doesn't care about your excuses, your feelings, or your comfort zone. You think because it's hard, it means you're not supposed to have it. No, it's hard because it's worth it. You gotta stop waiting for motivation. You gotta stop waiting for somebody to believe in you. You need to look in the mirror and believe in yourself, even when nobody else does. When the world doubts you, keep grinding. When you fail again and again, keep grinding. When life throws pain, rejection, and setbacks at you, keep grinding. You don't quit because it's tough. You don't quit because it's slow. You don't quit because you're tired. You rest, you reset, but you don't quit. Winners don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're done. And let me tell you something, every sacrifice, every late night, every early morning, every no you had to hear, every tear you had to wipe, it's all going to pay off. Because the grind never lies. The grind will reward you. The grind will transform you. So I don't care how long it takes. I don't care how many times you fail. I don't care how dark it gets. You keep grinding. Because on the other side of your grind is your destiny. You know what's crazy? Everybody's got a dream. Everybody's got a plan. If you sit down with somebody for 5 minutes, they'll tell you what they want. I want to be rich. I want to be successful. I want to build a business. I want to be great. I want to change the world. But let me ask you this. How many of those same people actually do something about it? How many of those people take that dream, put it on their back, and grind for it every single day? Talk is cheap. Words are easy. Anybody can say, I want success. But the grind is where we find out who's for real and who's just playing games. See, when it's late at night, when everybody else is asleep, when the world is quiet, that's where the separation happens. Because the talkers, they're sleeping, they're scrolling, they're comfortable. But the doors are up studying, working, training, pushing, sacrificing. That's why they rise above. The grind separates. You don't believe me? Look around. Look at the people you know. There are some people who've been talking about doing something big for 5 years, 10 years, their whole life. And they're still in the same spot. Why? Because they never crossed over from talking to doing. They never paid the price in sweat. They never invested the hours. They never put in the grind. But the doers, oh, you can spot them instantly. They don't need to brag. They don't need to post about every little move they make. You see it in their results. You see it in their growth. You see it in their life. Because results don't lie. The grind doesn't lie. See, the grind is the great equalizer. It doesn't care about your background, your race, your education, your connections. You don't need permission to grind. You don't need a degree to grind. You don't need money to grind. You just need heart, discipline, and a willingness to keep going when most people quit. That's it. That's the difference. And here's the truth, the grind is not glamorous. The grind is not fun. It's dirty, it's painful, it's exhausting. It will test you. It will stretch you. It will break you down. And that's why so many people quit. That's why so many people tap out. Because they thought success was supposed to feel good all the time. They thought chasing a dream was about hype and excitement. But the doors know. It's about discipline. It's about sacrifice. It's about consistency. It's about showing up on the days you don't feel like it. The grind separates because the grind demands. It demands your time. It demands your focus. It demands your energy. It demands that you give up things that feel good in the moment for what you want in the future. And most people aren't willing to pay that price. They'd rather look successful than be successful. They'd rather post it than work it. But not you. You're not built like that. If you're listening to this, it means you've got something inside of you that won't let you settle. You've got something inside of you that says, I don't just want to talk about it. I want to live it. I want to breathe it. I want to die knowing I gave everything I had. That's the difference. That's what the grind reveals. So the next time you look around and wonder why some people are winning and others are stuck, don't get it twisted. It's not luck. It's not talent. It's not connections. It's the grind. The grind separates the talkers from the doers. And if you want to be great, if you want your name to mean something, if you want your dream to become reality, you've got to grind. Period. Let me make this clear. Excuses will never move you forward. Excuses don't build empires. Excuses don't feed families. Excuses don't pay bills. Excuses don't get you that degree, that business, that dream body, that championship, that life you've been talking about. Excuses don't work. They never have. They never will. Only effort does. See, people spend their whole lives defending why they're not where they want to be. I'm too tired. I don't have the money. I don't have the connections. Nobody supports me. It's too late for me. It's not the right time. Do you hear it? Excuses, excuses, excuses. But let me tell you something. The world doesn't care about your excuses. Life doesn't reward explanations. It rewards execution. You can sit there and convince yourself that your situation is harder than everybody else's. You can convince yourself that you've got it tougher. And maybe you do. Maybe you really did get the short end of the stick. But at the end of the day, excuses don't change your reality. Effort does. Excuses are comfortable because they let you off the hook. They make you feel good for a moment. They let you sleep at night. But they also keep you broke. They keep you stuck. They keep you watching other people live the life you say you want. Excuses are chains, and as long as you hold on to them, you'll never be free. You've got to make a decision. Are you going to let excuses run your life, or are you going to let effort take over? Because effort is the only thing that creates results. I don't care how talented you are. If you don't put in the work, it means nothing. I don't care how many ideas you have. If you don't execute them, they're worthless. I don't care how much potential you've got. If you don't grind, you'll die with that potential still inside you. Effort is about showing up when it's hard. Effort is about pushing past the pain, the fatigue, the doubt, the fear. And effort is about doing it anyway. That's what separates winners from losers. Losers explain why they didn't make it. Winners put in the effort no matter what. Listen to me. Effort doesn't need approval. Effort doesn't need applause. Effort doesn't need permission. Effort just needs you to show up. Day after day, hour after hour, minute after minute. You keep stacking effort on effort, and sooner or later, it pays off. Sooner or later, the world will have no choice but to notice. Because effort creates evidence, and evidence is undeniable. And let me tell you, this effort isn't about being perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail. You're going to fall short. But effort means you get back up. Effort means you learn, you adjust, you keep swinging. Excuses give you reasons to quit. Effort gives you reasons to keep fighting. You can either spend your life explaining why you didn't win, or you can spend your life working until you do. You can either cry about what you don't have, or you can grind with what you've got. You can either let excuses hold you back, or you can let effort push you forward. At the end of the day, your future doesn't care about your excuses. Your dream doesn't care about your excuses. Your destiny doesn't care about your excuses. But they all respond to your effort. So stop talking about what you can't do. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop giving yourself a pass. Roll up your sleeves. Put in the work. Keep grinding. Because excuses don't work. Effort does. You think pain means stop. You think pain means you're failing. But let me flip it for you. Pain is proof of progress. Pain is the evidence that you're stretching, growing, breaking out of the old you, and stepping into the new you. If it doesn't hurt, it's not changing you. If it doesn't burn, it's not building you. Every champion, every winner, every great human being you admire has a relationship with pain. They don't run from it. They don't avoid it. They embrace it. Champions, because they know pain is the signal that they're getting stronger. Pain is the sign that they're moving forward. Pain is the receipt that shows the grind is paying off. But here's the problems. Most people are addicted to comfort. They want success without sacrifice. They want the reward without the struggle. They want the body without the gym. They want the business without the grind. They want the degree without the late nights of studying. They want the championship without the sweat, the blood, the soreness. It doesn't work like that. Nothing great was ever built in comfort. Growth lives in discomfort. Think about it. When you lift weights, what happens? Your muscles tear. They literally break down. It's painful. It hurts. But that pain is what triggers growth. That pain is what builds new muscle, new strength, new power. Without the pain, there is no progress. Life is the same way. Every time you push yourself beyond your limits, every time you step into something that scares you, every time you keep moving, even when it hurts, you're growing. You're leveling up. You're becoming more. You've got to change the way you see pain. Stop treating it like your enemy. Pain is your ally. Pain is your coach. Pain is telling you, you're on the right track. You're not wasting your time. You're doing the work most people aren't willing to do. Yes, it's supposed to hurt when you wake up early while everyone else is still sleeping. Yes, it's supposed to hurt when you're grinding on that business and the money isn't coming in yet. Yes, it's supposed to hurt when you fail and have to start over again. That's the process. That's the grind. That's the proof you're in motion. You've got to learn to smile through the pain, because one day you'll look back and realize it was the pain that made you strong. It was the pain that gave you the resilience, the discipline, the toughness to keep going when others quit. Pain isn't stopping you, it's shaping you. It's chiseling you into the person you're meant to be. Most people quit at the first sign of pain. That's why they never see results. They hit that wall, they feel the burn, they get uncomfortable, and they run back to safety. But the few who push past it, they're the ones who win. They're the ones who get to live the life everybody else only talks about. Because they understood the truth. Pain is temporary, but progress is permanent. So when it hurts, when you feel like giving up, when everything in you is screaming to stop, remind yourself this is proof. This is evidence. This is the grind working. Don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Lean into it. Push. Because on the other side of pain is strength. On the other side of pain is growth. On the other side of pain is your destiny. Pain doesn't mean quit. Pain means keep going. Pain means you're in the right place, doing the right thing, becoming the right person. So don't be afraid of it. Don't despise it. Wear it as a badge of honor, because pain is proof of progress. Let me tell you something real. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. Self-belief is non-negotiable. It's not optional. It's not something you pick up when you feel good and drop when life gets heavy. It's the foundation. Without it, nothing else stands. Listen, people will doubt you. People will laugh at you. People will question your dreams. Some will even try to talk you out of it, not because they don't care, but because they don't believe it's possible for themselves. They project their limits onto you. And if you're not solid in who you are and what you're chasing, you'll let their doubts become your reality. You've got to understand, Nobody is going to hand you belief. Nobody is going to wake you up in the morning and tell you, you're great, you're strong, you can do this. You've got to tell yourself that. You've got to look in the mirror and say, I am enough. I have what it takes. I will make it happen. Even when you don't feel like it. Especially when you don't feel like it. Because here's the truth, belief is fuel. When you believe, you move differently. You walk differently. You grind differently. You grind differently. You show up with confidence. You show up with fire. You show up with energy that other people can't explain. Belief makes you dangerous because it keeps you going when logic says stop. It keeps you fighting when the odds are stacked against you. But doubt kills dreams faster than failure ever could. Doubt paralyzes you. Doubt whispers, what if you're not good enough? What if you fail? What if people laugh at you? And too many people listen. They let doubt rob them of opportunities, of experiences, of greatness. That's why I'm telling you, self-belief is not up for debate. You can't outsource it. You can't wait for somebody else to confirm it. You can't let circumstances decide it. You've got to own it. You've got to build it. You've got to protect it with everything you've got. And I'm not saying it's easy. There will be days when you don't feel worthy. There will be days when you fail so badly that you question everything. There will be days when the voices of critics are louder than your own. But that's when you dig deeper. That's when you remind yourself who you are. That's when you stand tall and say, I refuse to quit. I refuse to give up on me. Think about every person who made history. Think about every person who broke barriers, who created something new, who rose from nothing. They all had one thing in common, unshakable belief. They weren't the most talented. They weren't the most connected. But they refused to let the world tell them who they were. They believed in themselves when nobody else did. And that belief carried them to the top. And here's the beauty of it. Belief is contagious. When you walk in self-belief, when you live with conviction, people start to believe too. They can feel it. They can see it. They want to be around it. But it starts with you. It starts in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit. So stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to crown you. Crown yourself. Believe in yourself so fiercely that doubt has no room to live. Because without self-belief, your dream dies before it starts. But with it, there's no limit to where you can go. At the end of the day, you either bet on yourself or you lose by default. So make the decision right now. Lock it in your heart. Write it in your mind. No matter how many times I fall, no matter how many people doubt me, no matter how long it takes, I will believe in me. Because self-belief is non-negotiable. Life is not going to roll out the red carpet for you. Nobody's going to open every door, hand you every opportunity, or remove every obstacle. In fact, most of the time, life will do the opposite. It will throw resistance at you. It will test you. It will push back. It will make you question if you even belong on the path you've chosen. But let me tell you this, persistence beats resistance. Every single time. Resistance comes in many forms. It comes as failure. It comes as rejection. It comes as long seasons of silence when nothing seems to be working. It comes as doubt in your own mind. It comes as people walking away when you thought they'd be with you forever. Resistance is part of the grind. Resistance is part of the journey. And you cannot avoid it. But here's the good news. Persistence is stronger. Persistence is what breaks through the wall, what outlasts the storm, what keeps you moving until you see the light on the other side. Too many people quit when resistance shows up. They see a locked door, and they turn around. They hear a no, and they stop asking. They fail once, and they tell themselves, maybe it wasn't meant for me. That's not how greatness works. That's not how dreams are built. Every single person who's ever achieved something worthwhile has faced resistance, and they overcame it by refusing to stop. Persistence is stubborn. Persistence doesn't take no for an answer. Persistence says, I don't care how many times I fall, I'm getting back up. I don't care how long it takes, I'm not leaving until I win. That's the mindset you need. Because success doesn't go to the most talented, the most educated, or the most connected. Success goes to the most persistent. The one who refuses to quit. Think about it like this. Resistance is a test. It's asking you, how bad do you want this? Are you willing to fight for it? Are you willing to keep showing up when it feels like nothing's changing? And if your answer is yes, if your answer is, I'll keep grinding no matter what, then resistance has no power over you. Because persistence always wears resistance down. Persistence is waking up day after day and giving your best effort, even when you don't see results. Persistence is knocking on that door over and over until it opens. Persistence is trying again after the 100th failure. Persistence is believing when everybody else calls you crazy. And let me tell you something, persistence changes the game. Because while most people quit after resistance shows up, persistence says, I'll outlast you. I'll wait you out. I'll keep swinging until I hit. Resistance can delay you, but it can't defeat you if you refuse to quit. The truth is, resistance is what makes you strong. If it was easy, you wouldn't grow. If doors just open without effort, you wouldn't value them. Resistance builds character. Resistance builds patience. Hence, resistance builds grit. And persistence is the weapon that allows you to turn that resistance into strength. So don't cry about the struggle. Don't complain about the setbacks. Don't think resistance means you're on the wrong path. It means you're on the right one. It means you're in the arena. It means you're in the fight. And the only thing that can defeat resistance is persistence. You keep showing up. You keep grinding. You keep pushing. You keep moving forward when everything in you wants to stop. And sooner or later, that wall will crack. That mountain will move. That dream will become reality. Because persistence always beats resistance. The grind never lies. Let me say that again, the grind never lies. You can fake talent, you can fake confidence, you can fake the look of success for a little while. But you cannot fake the grind. Because in the end, the grind pays. It always pays. I know sometimes it feels like you're working for nothing. Like you're giving everything and getting nothing back. You're waking up early, staying up late, sacrificing sleep, sacrificing comfort, sacrificing time with friends, and you're asking yourself, when is this going to pay off? When is this going to work? Let me remind you, every seed you plant takes time to grow. Champions. Every single ounce of effort you put in is adding up, even when you can't see it. That's why you can't quit. That's why you can't stop grinding. Because the grind pays in the end. But only for the ones who endure long enough to collect the reward. The problem is, most people stop too soon. They quit right before the breakthrough. They walk away right before the blessing. They say it's not working, when really, they just didn't grind long enough. You've got to trust the process. The grind is building you in ways you don't even realize. It's not just about the money, the recognition, the achievement. It's about the discipline you're developing. It's about the character you're shaping. It's about the strength you're gaining every time you keep going when you want to quit. That's the hidden reward of the grind. That's the foundation of greatness. And let me tell you this, when it finally pays off, it won't just pay you back for the work you did. It'll pay you back multiplied. It'll pay you back with interest. The grind doesn't just give you what you worked for. It gives you more than you thought was possible. But you've got to stay in the game long enough to see it. The grind pays with freedom. The grind pays with opportunities. The grind pays with confidence because you know you earned it. It pays with respect because people can't deny results. It pays with peace of mind because when you look in the mirror, you know you didn't cut corners, You didn't cheat. You didn't wait for someone to save you. You put in the work. The grind pays in the end because the grind transforms you. It takes you from average to extraordinary, from overlooked to unstoppable. And when it does pay, the same people who doubted you, the same people who laughed, the same people who said you couldn't do it, they'll be forced to respect you. They'll be forced to acknowledge what persistence, sacrifice, and effort created. But hear me clearly. The grind doesn't pay people who dabble. It doesn't pay people who quit when it gets hard. It doesn't pay people who only show up when it's convenient. The grind only pays those who refuse to stop. It only pays those who are willing to bleed for it, sweat for it, sacrifice for it. That's who collects the reward. So don't get discouraged when it feels slow. Don't get distracted when you don't see instant results. Don't get bitter when it seems like everybody else is ahead of you. Stay locked in. Stay focused. Keep grinding. Because sooner or later, your moment will come. Sooner or later, your harvest will show. And when it does, you'll realize it was worth every tear, every setback, every sleepless night. You'll realize that the grind was never against you. It was always working for you. It was shaping you, preparing you, building you into the kind of person who could handle the blessing when it arrived. So hear me, the grind pays in the end. Stay the course. Trust the process. Keep grinding, because your time is coming. Listen, you've heard it all. The grind separates talkers from doers. Excuses don't work, effort does. Pain is proof of progress. Self-belief is non-negotiable. Persistence beats resistance. And the grind pays in the end. Every single point comes down to one simple truth. If you want it, you can't stop. You've got to keep grinding. Day after day, night after night, when it's hard, when it hurts, when nobody's clapping for you, when nobody believes in you. You've got to keep grinding, because success isn't owned, it's rented. And the rent is due every single day. So I'm asking you, are you willing to pay that rent? Are you willing to put in the hours, the sweat, the sacrifice, the discipline? Are you willing to bet on yourself and refuse to quit, no matter how many times you get knocked down? Because if you are, I promise you, the grind will reward you. The grind will open doors you never thought possible. The grind will turn your someday into today. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Start now. Start where you are. And keep going until you're done. Because at the end of the day, the ones who win aren't the ones who had the best excuses, the most talent, or the perfect circumstances. The ones who win are the ones who refused to stop. So whatever you're chasing, whatever mountain you're climbing, whatever dream you've been holding in your heart, don't quit. Don't settle. Don't give up. Keep grinding, because your future is waiting on the other side of your effort.